Hello, I bet you just caught me making some of the sausage. Oh, it's been a hectic morning today. Welcome back to another Tech Ambrosia Saturday stream. Hopefully you've all had a wonderful week and your weekend is treating you well. It's been a little busy in the lab today. I was just getting the AGP test bench set up and running for the graphics card Grabbag. I picked up a $20 box of scrap graphics cards, and I have no idea if any of them work. I don't even know what they are. They're this. There's so many. I haven't even taken the labels off of this. So many. It's literally full. It is literally full of graphics cards. So we're gonna go through these on stream today for about an hour and a half or so, see how many we get through, see how many of them work, and hopefully not blow up my AGP test bench, which would make me sad. So anyway, let's take a look at the test bench. I want the desk cam. There we go. Oops. My main cam decided not to go. Things are going well today. Things are going well today. Alright, there we go. So there's the test bench. This is I think it's I've shown it on stream before. It's not generally meant to be used live. I usually just what you'll see of it is a few seconds of B-roll in a video. You know, because I'm testing an AGP card and this is the test bench I use for it. But this is an ECS K7S5A. If I go there it is. It's K7S5A. Kind of a legendary card or motherboard. It is socket A. It's early socket A. Well, it's like mid socket A. The really early chipsets were SDRAM. This is one of the transitionary chipsets where we had SDRAM and DDR DRAM. And yes, I've tested both sockets. It is marginally faster with DDR in it, so it has DDR in it. Probably its biggest party trick is that it's got a 4x universal AGP slot. So I've been able to put a ton of cards through this thing, and they just work. They just work. It's kind of cool. So that's what we're gonna do today. Is we're gonna put a ton of cards through it and see if they just work, or if I blow up my test bench. Hopefully not. So let's, before I get started, tear the label off of here. I have been so busy over the last week. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So, I did look at the 3 cards on top. So these are they're just, at least they're in an anti-static bag. But we've got it's not even 3D. It's an ATI Mach 64. Doesn't even have the memory upgrade. I think this might be a 1 meg card, maybe? Maybe? So that's card number 1. We're gonna burn through the top 3 cards so we can get a look at the rest of the stuff in here. This is a very bent, which is kind of sad, very bent Revo 128. It looks like the Dell OEM version. Or no, it's not, it's Diamond. Same board layout as the Dell OEM version, but that's a Diamond. It should be what do they call this? There's a crazy name for it. The Viper. That's right. This is the Viper V330. And this says it is a 4 megabyte. It does also say it's OEM, so maybe. And my capture card is having issues today. Why is it doing this? Just what I need. Just what I need. Is it the VGA box? No, it's the capture card. Wonderful. I swear I cannot get a break. No matter what capture card I choose, none of them work right for more than a year. Okay, so the last one that's on the top is another, not even a 3D card. This is an S3 Trio 64 with the expansion memory. This might be a 2 MB card. There you go. So you can see it. There you go. Look at that. The OEM on this is Magitronic. It's apparently the Magitronic Venus. It's very aspirational for a Trio 64. Very aspirational. So that's the cards on top. So to remove those, you can see just what we're dealing with here. These are packed solid. Like, there's nothing else but graphics cards in this box. It's a little nuts. Oh boy. Alright, so let's see if I can tame this capture card. One moment, I'm gonna switch scenes here. Oh, the capture card's not happy. It's not a USB capture card. It's PCI Express. So the way I fix this is I reboot the computer. Love this. Love this. Love this so much. Okay, let's see. I have a cheap little capture dongle we can give a try. Don't know if it's gonna work. Worth a shot. Let's see, if I go here. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Okay. This is fun. We having fun yet? Let's see if I can get this thing added in live on stream. Love doing this. Video capture device. This is the USB capture. Completely blank. Completely blank from the AverMedia. That's also not giving me anything though. That's also not working. Great. It's gonna be a real short stream, y'all. Ah, 8386SX says this is such a graphic stream. It's very, very. It could get very graphic. If this capture card pisses me off enough, I might just take a sledgehammer to it. 'Cause it's gotta work. It's gotta work for me. It doesn't work. I don't need it. Compatibility Madness says, what if you disable it through Device Manager? Never had that actually do anything useful. I'll give it a try. If I can find it. There it is. You must restart your computer for these changes to take effect. That's not happening. So I've been having trouble over the last couple of months with, I have an AVerMedia Live Gamer 4K. Like, this is their top of the line card. It captures in 4K 60 or 1080p 120. No, 4K 120 and 1080p 144. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous card. And it doesn't work. It frequently doesn't work. This thing was not cheap, and it's just a pile of garbage. Just like every other capture card out there, it's a pile of complete garbage. I hate it. Every time I try and get one of these things to work, it lasts about a year, and then it dies. And the way it dies is it slowly stops working. Now today is super annoying because I was testing this beforehand, before the stream, and it was working. It was working great. And then I start stream, and now it's not working. Yeah, its own software doesn't even see it at this point. It's giving me nothing. Cards there, blank screen. So the only option I have at this point is rebooting my entire computer because it's a PCI Express card. That's it. That's all I can do. And we're in the middle of stream. Ta-da! I can't do the thing I wanted to do because I can't capture anything because this card doesn't work. And for some reason, my other capture card is also not functioning, which might just be a Windows problem. Yeah, what I need to do, 386SX, is like, I have random e-waste for streaming. There's a couple of older cards out there that are honestly more reliable than what you can get nowadays. They're just limited in what they can record. And since for a little while I thought this channel might be me reviewing fairly recent graphics cards, I picked up something that could do fairly recent graphics card resolutions. And I regret it. Again, like I said, it's the third card I've had. It's just been a pile. Let's see if I can get Windows to recognize this USB one again. It's not great. Because it's limited to 1080p 30. It pops up for a second and goes away. Wild. It's really frustrating. Welcome to a day in the life of a streamer. Yeah, honestly, Clarja wanted like, hey, get a second machine to do the stream, and like, that's gonna have to be what I do. I'm gonna have to have a dedicated stream PC that just outputs streaming, just outputs video data to this machine. But that's, that's pie in the sky. Yet another PC. Because this is already, like, the only things that this PC does is I play games on it, it does my VR, and it does streaming. That's all this PC does. I do all of my editing and other stuff on my Mac Mini. And of course I screw around with retro computers that are completely separate. Congrats, you've got the Screamer Scruff. Screamer Scuff, that means you're a real streamer. Okay, so the only way I'm fixing this is by rebooting this machine, which means ending this stream. I apologize for that, but that's all I can do if we want to do anything through this capture card. So, I don't know what to do. Eric's Edge has joined. Hello! You've joined me in witnessing the temporary death of my capture card. The only way to restore it at this point is to reboot the computer, which of course would end the stream. Because of course. Exactly. Exactly. Why do I even try? Alright, I guess we're gonna see what YouTube does if I just reboot without clicking end stream. What happens? Let's find out. Be back in a minute. Hey, hey! Look at that. What a weird trick. Hello. I'm back finally. Indeed, indeed. Charlotte Thorne says the stream lives, it dies, it lives again. I hate this capture card. I absolutely hate it. Such complete garbage. Yes, if you're not seeing the video, please refresh the page. Sometimes YouTube has problems when there's stream interruptions. It ends up making a new page for it. Oh gosh. So the test bench lives. I forgot that I had all this garbage installed. Oh, jeez. Incredible. That's right, we were doing Voodoo Banshee stuff on this thing last time. Got it to run Serious Sam, which was pretty impressive. Definitely not a game you'd expect a Banshee to run. Anyway, we've got some scuffed graphics cards to test today, and hopefully the capture card can keep up with us. I'm kind of tempted to start with this Revo 128, just because I kind of have a soft spot for Revo 128s. I didn't have one, but they just, you know, this is basically where Nvidia started. Like, yes, NV1 was their first product, but this was their first successful product. Nvidia wouldn't be what it is, wouldn't be the monster it is today without this thing. Ryzen 9 asks, can you run SpeedSys? Yes. Yes, I can. I actually made sure that I could get this to work just for you. We go into DOS mode. I don't have any of my cool shortcuts on this one. But there's... Yeah, so the reboot. This is the thing I've been having. This is a problem I've been having with this computer, this PC, lately. So I rebooted it, right? I rebooted Windows, like, hey, you still got stuff running. I'm like, reboot anyway. Screen goes black. I hold in the power button so that I can power cycle the AVerMedia card, like give it an actual off and on. So I power it off, wait a couple of seconds, power it back on. Motherboard gives me 3 long beeps. Bad RAM. Reboots, starts booting. So I'm guessing right now that this is running at its stock RAM speed, probably 1066. Because this board, my technology's letting me down. My technology is letting me down. Where did I put CPU-Z? So if I run a quick CPU-Z here. Hello, Pixel Pipes. We even survived a reboot on stream. Yeah, so this is memory. Yep, I run it at 1066. So something, the motherboard was unhappy about something and decided to clock my RAM back down to its base speed. So whatever, don't need top speed RAM for streaming, that's fine. At least the machine is running, I'll figure it out later. But yeah, Nathan joined a little late, and there was a sizable gap of me rebooting this computer in the middle of this. But we've got a whole bunch of graphics cards. Whole bunch of graphics cards. That is just packed full, completely. Card to card. There's no room in there. There's like a little bit of bubble wrap on the very end that's like super compressed. I'll be surprised if any of these even work. So we're starting out with the three that were on top, just loose on top. Oh boy. We've got the interesting one in the three that are on top is, if I can get, taking a look at speedsys here real quick for Ryzen 9 3900 XT. If I swap over to the desk cam, ta-da! We've got our Revo 128 in here. I know that's your favorite graphics card ever. And then the other two that were on top is Trio 64. Looks like maybe the 2 meg version. The expansion RAM in there. And an ATI Mach 64. Because of course ATI was around for a long time before they started making 3D cards. This is one of their last 2D only chipsets. So we're going to start with those, make sure everything is functioning. Well, not make sure everything's functioning, but we just did make sure everything is functioning. Oh boy, it's been a stream already. All right. So we've got this successfully booting. There's a speedsys for you. It is, yeah, this machine is kind of wild. It's a thoroughbred 2133 megahertz, running on the ECS K7S5A. So let's go ahead and hop out of here, and we'll actually get this thing turned off. We'll start with the first card. Oh, it goes to sleep. Come on, turn off. There we go. Start with the Revo 128, I think. So I have a Revo 128. If you watched the 3DFX video that went live on Monday and then went live again on Friday, because the YouTube algorithm is awful, I mentioned it, and I was very careful not to show any footage of stuff running on it, because it's not great. It's got a real weird, I don't know if it's the DAC or the pixel clock on it, but it's got a real weird pixel warble. The horizontal scan lines are not consistent. They're not stable on my Revo 128, at least my first Revo 128. Now I have 2 of them. Maybe more than 2, who knows? Alright, let's see if this thing boots or if it gives us some problems. Starts up and the VGA looks stable. This is in better shape than the one I actually paid money for. Well, let's see. Let's run some stuff on it and see if it actually is better. But geez, oh, the VGA is nice and stable. I don't know. Pixelpipe says it could be a phase issue. I'm not sure, because it's not like it's not consistent at all. And at some resolutions, it's fine. I don't know. It's real weird. Like if I run that Revo 128 at 800 by 600, 60 hertz, perfectly fine. Rock solid. The VGA looks great. Any other resolution, literally any other resolution, garbage. Just looks terrible. It's just all the pixels are wobbling back and forth by like 2 pixels. Every single line. So yes, this should find it, because I have had a Revo 128 in here before. Yay, things are working. Compatibility Madness asks, is the wobbly one AGP or PCI? It is AGP. I think it's the same model. I'd have to go find it, but I think it's... It's wandered. I'm not totally sure where it is. I think it's the same model, though. I think it's the Diamond Viper. Uh-oh. Black screen on loading drivers. That's not a great sign. Pixel Pipe says, I don't hate the Revo 120. It's just not fun to benchmark. That's fair. Hey, there we go. It just took a while. I keep forgetting that I have these stupid drivers installed for the Auto-G. There we go. Go away. Let's see if it'll run Quake 3. No. Cannot find an appropriate pixel format. I'm guessing I don't have the right OpenGL subsystem installed for this. Ah, what a pain. I've got some other benchmarks on here. Let's see if it'll run expendable. Oh yeah, I forgot. This gave me free AOL. That's so nice of it. This was a fresh install because we were having driver problems with the Banshee. So most of my stuff is missing. Where are my things? Where are my things? Let's see. Actually, I want games. Games when... Let's see if we'll do expendable. Setup. Hooray! It sees it. 640 by 480, 16-bit. Sure. Now I hex edited this thing. No, I didn't. Not on this one. It's hex edited on my my fast AGP test bench, so it doesn't try and do 3D now on an Intel processor. This one should be fine. Double benchmark, and we're gonna just have to pass it minus time demo. See if it does it. Excellent. Seems to be working. Oh boy. Well, it is working. It is technically working. I don't know where the audio went. I've got audio plugged into the Auto-G. I don't know where it's going in the stream. You know, it actually does a little better than my other Revo 128. But the demo's still synced. Okay, we're still good. It's not fast though. 100 megahertz card, it should be faster than the Voodoo graphics, and it's not. Oh, Ryzen 9 has to go. Have a good one. Have fun at the store. The VOD will be here when you get back, hopefully. Nigel says the Revo can be picky with drivers if you have an OEM card. That's possible. That's entirely possible. I might have to go get the diamond drivers. Ethernet card should be working, so I should be able to just hop on browse service and grab those. Yeah, right? Right? Make ritual noise says, yeah, it definitely looks like it chugs when the explosions are happening. Like that's not something that should be driver dependent, right? Like that's fill rate. And it definitely chugs. Most certainly. And it should have twice the fill rate of the Voodoo graphics, and it's it's not great. Which is why, if you watched the Voodoo video, I said, you know, the Revo 128 doubled the Voodoo's performance on paper. Because, yeah, in my initial testing before I did the video, my Revo 128 was not spectacular. So another issue a lot of people had was image quality on the Revo 128 wasn't great. And, like, it looks fine. I don't see anything super wrong with it. Maybe I'm just not pixel peeping the textures enough. It looks okay to me, though. I don't know. Oh yeah, you're right. It is VSync, isn't it? That's what's going on. It's locked on VSync. Okay. Well, let's change that. Of course, the bane of these early 3D cards, they all do VSync. I've got Power Strip in here. It should do it, I hope. I think I've got an early version of Revo Tuner as well. Yeah, got a Revo Tuner in here. That's probably going to be... That's not an early version of Revo Tuner. That's a late version of Revo Tuner. Let's see if I can get Power Strip to do anything useful. Pixel Pipe says, well, unfortunately, you can't disable VSync on the Revo 128. That's why it's no fun to benchmark. That sucks. That's super annoying. I wonder what the maximum refresh rate I can feed this thing is. That's not what I need. Give me this. Alright, well, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'll just dive in the Revo 128 later, but if it'll do 640 by 480 at 110 Hz, maybe I can feed that into my VGA to HDMI and get it to do something useful. Yeah, right. Compatibility man says get 120 hertz monitor and you're fine. Alright, so this is by all accounts functional, and it's more functional than the Revo 128 I already own, which is wild to me. So let's go with card number 2, the ATI Mach 64. It doesn't seem to have any identifying information on it. Just says PCI Mach 64 up in the BIOS here. Revo 128, it's a success. Alright, Mach 64. That's not working. Yeah, I don't think that one's happy. Oh, it's just getting more and more unhappy. Oh boy. It's gotta be bad RAM. Gotta be bad RAM. Unfortunately, RAM is soldered onto the board. We've got one jumper. Let's see what the jumper is. Rel.io. Rel.io. I guess I can switch that and see what happens. You see, we got the one jumper here. Right there next to the BIOS, we've got one jumper. It says Rel.io. So I'm gonna swap that and see what happens. Probably nothing good. No, that VRAM is cooked. Oh boy. That is super cooked. Alright, well that one goes in the dead pile. Oh. Congratulations, you are the first member of the dead pile. Well done. Where should I put the dead pile? Put it on this chair behind me. Numero uno. Alright. Next up is the Magitronic. Come on. Magitronic Venus, which is the Trio 64 with expansion RAM. That's a whole lot of nothing out of the Trio 64. Not even getting a beep out of the BIOS. pins on this, on the edge connector, are disgusting. Everything else on the board looks okay. It's surprisingly in okay visual shape, despite being packed on top of the box as packing material. Give this a couple of seats and reseats to see if I can get some of the gunk off of there. Let's see if it'll do anything. What's interesting is we don't get a good beep, but we also don't get a no video card beep. It's really interesting. Nigel Rhodes says, I keep a magic eraser on the desk to clean the contacts. I don't know if I'm going to save all of these, just because there's so many of them. And it's like, it's a Trio 64. Does the world need another functional Trio 64? Will that make the world a better place? Get on the dead pile! Alright. Now for the main part of the show. I don't know what any of these are. I haven't looked at them. Whoa. We're gonna try this one. What even is this? It's a PCI video card for $5, apparently. It's got an expansion board on it. Ooh. Look at that. That's right, Nigel. Nigel's like, lucky dip. That's exactly what this is. So this is a Millennium? I am so bad at identifying early Matrox cards. It's HP OEM. It looks like it's in fair condition. It's just a little dusty. Yeah, it's just dust. But we've got the expansion memory board. That's super cool. And the contacts look pretty clean. Or like the edge connector looks pretty nice. I think this might actually work. It appears to be a Millennium. Oh no! Oh gosh! Gothbomb says, hey Amber, the whole family is here watching because the rest of our house is full of microwave smoke. Oh no! Now is it smoke from the food in the microwave or is it the microwave smoke? Did you let the magic smoke out of the microwave? I hear it's really bad. I hope everything's okay. I don't mean to like be flippant or anything. I hope everything's okay. This looks like a pretty okay candidate. Let's give this thing a try. I think it's a Matrox MGA Millennium with the expansion RAM. Oh no! Easy Mac, a run for 3 minutes and 30 seconds with no water. Oh no! I've done that. It is the worst smell. It's the worst smell I've ever smelled. Alright, let's see what this thing's doing. I don't think the card's bad. I'm guessing that my AGP test bench is giving me some issues. Let's see if... See if it'll boot with an AGP card installed. I would be surprised if this was actually broken. It looks like it's in such good shape. We'll put the FX 5200 back in it, make sure everything's cool. If not, I'm gonna be... Ah, there we go. Alright, so test bench is still working. Try a different PCI slot on this one. This one I'm willing to, like, do a little legwork for. Because I do not have a Millennium with the expansion RAM board. Let's see if the other PCI slot works. Maybe it'll be happier there. Hey, hey! Look at that! No, I'm not retesting the Trio 60 bar. Pickle says the S3 was unfairly tossed. Yeah, I don't care. Do you know how many S3 cards I have? I don't want another. I don't want another. Even Nathan's like, you might have to revisit the other cards. No. No. Do you see how many cards are in this box? You don't because it's on the floor, but... Not revisiting. It's very low effort. It's a very low effort, does it work stream. Oh gosh. There's so many of them. There's another one in there with the expansion board. I think that might be another Millennium. Wild. That's probably not a bad idea, honestly. To just snag those RAM chips out of the Trio 64, that's probably not a bad idea, actually. Can always stick them in something else. Jeez. I haven't counted. 1, 2... 3... 4... Oh, that has purple capacitors on it. 5, 6... 7... 8, 9... 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So in all, 24 graphics cards in all. This looks like it's working. Seriously! Purple capacitors. I like purple. Shush. Now what will this do? I don't really know a lot about early Matrox cards. Yeah, MGA Millennium. Wonder if DX Diag will say anything about it. Ooh, 4 megabytes. We've got direct 3D acceleration, and we've got 4 megs of VRAM. See what it'll do. Let's see what it'll do. Make a ritual noise says purple's the best color. See, exactly. Exactly. Someone else who understands. Okay, so let's get the launcher out here so I can mess with settings. Alright, let's do this. It is currently pouring rain outside. No, no! No texture hardware. Well, that's how far that went. That's funny. This doesn't have an OpenGL ICD either, does it? I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't. Why would it? Games. Yeah, I have original Quake on here. Do I have I do have a weird OpenGL on here. I'm gonna guess this won't work. Delete. Uh-oh. This might be running in software. Maybe it's not? What? Map. Start. Yeah, nope, we're running software OpenGL. Microsoft Corporation GDI generic. Ah, fun. Yep. That is... that's funny. I think this is... Let me see if I've got drivers for this. I'm pretty sure I do. Drivers... Oh, do I have my Matrox drivers on here? I don't have my Matrox drivers on here. Crud. I had to rebuild my home labs. I don't quite remember what my browse service IP is. Give me 1 sec here. Just gonna go grab that from the virtual machine. $173. What? Did I change your ports? No, 8081. 8080. I thought this network card was working. Yeah, network card works. Okay. What is your problem? 173. That would help. That's more like it. It was trying to do HTTPS. What a silly, silly browser. Yes, this is exactly as cursed as you think it is. Shoot, is it a Millennium or a Millennium 2? I bet this is gonna do nothing. Does Microsoft GDI stand for Microsoft God damn it? Yeah, probably. It seems about right. Give this a try. Oh, see if it'll work. See? Charlotte Thorne knows. Charlotte Thorne says, I bought the K7S5A Pro explicitly because it has universal AGP and the board is purple. Exactly. Unfortunately, I've not been lucky enough to find a K7S5A Pro, which is why I have the non-Pro version. But yeah, that's on my bucket list. Motherboards to get. I really like this thing. It's great. Install drivers. Go. Pulling it over the local network at 1998 speeds. Nigel Rhodes says K7S5A matched with a purple FX5200 AGP. Looks good, but a crap setup. I lived with an FX5200 for a long time, actually. A long time. It was inexpensive and it played all the games that I was playing at the time. You know, especially since like I was perfectly happy to drop my resolution down to like 640 by 480 to play a game. I had an FX5200 for a long time. Long time. I finally upgraded it with a GeForce 6600 GT. Classic card. Alright, might be taking a little bit too much time on the Millennium. I'm going to put it in the good pile, and we'll move on to the next one, because I don't want to, like, unpack this ISO and stuff. It's going to be a pain in the butt. But we are in pretty good shape here. If I can get, there we go. Get Internet Explorer to respond to me again. Because I don't think I have, yeah, I don't have an ISO loader installed on here. Next card. We've already been at this for an hour. Let's do the next card. But that one's good. That goes in the good pile. Right next to the Revo 128. That works better than my other Revo 128. Wild. Okay. The good pile. Alright, since we're all talking about purple, where's the one with the purple capacitors? Here we go. Let's try this one next. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be a total dog. Oh boy. Lure you in with the purple. Uh-oh, that doesn't have a heatsink on it. There's one purple capacitor on it, which looks like it's in very bad shape. That's an unhappy camper right there. Something tells me it won't work. Also, it's PCI Express. I didn't think anything in this box was that new. But yes, there's the one purple capacitor. What are you? That looks like Nvidia G86. Oh, there we go. If it'll focus on this. Come on. You can do it. There we go. 8400 GS. Oh yeah. Classic. Classic. I think I'm just going to preemptively put this in the dead pile. Alright, next one. No heatsink. It's an 8400 GS. It's got a bad capacitor on it. I'll just preemptively put that in the dead pile. Let's see. These two got pulled out by the Matrox. Let's give this one a try. So, I see S3. Oh, look! It's another Trio 64. This also looks like it's in really decent shape, actually. Alright, let's see if it works. This is the Diamond Stealth 64 DRAM. That sounds so promising. Put it in the good PCI slot. Number of good PCI slots is dwindling. We have a beep. Hey, hey! Look at that. Nice. Functional Trio 64. I would imagine. Nigel says, I think the DRAM version was slower than the EDO version. I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. Or if if this is EDO DRAM, there was some other version that had some faster memory technology on it. This was the slow version, I think. I'll have to look it up, but I think the DRAM version was the slow version. There we go, this should have drivers built into Windows 98. No problem. Reboot, see if she comes back up with drivers. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Looking good there. Let's see, Diamond Stealth 64 DRAM. Windows taking its sweet time to boot here. Hey, there we go. VGA output's looking okay, it's just a little bit green. Otherwise, seems pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, so was this the slow version? Hi, Osi. Let's see. I don't know. There was a Stealth 64 VRAM, and there was a Stealth 64 DRAM. I don't know. There were like... I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, there's like a dozen models of Stealth 64. I have no idea if this is the slow version. I think it is. I think it is. Alright, but it works. That goes in the working pile. Nice. You redeemed yourself. Good job. Okay. Next card. Well, it's PCI, at least it's not PCI Express. Ooh. Hey, look at that. Classic. S3 Verge GX. Oh yeah. I believe this is the slow one. The GX or the VX that was the slow one? Like the cheap one was the 925? I forget. But it was like the cheap one was the fast one because it got better clocks. And then they made a couple of fancy versions that have like SGRAM, which I think this is one of those. And the fancy versions were slower because the SGRAM couldn't hit the same clocks as the EDO. Ah, all right. Well, took it out of the bag. Let's put it in the machine. Good old Verge. And this one's a compact OEM too. The 3D decelerator. Like a cockroach, it never seems to die. Nigel says, I bet about a third of these are S3. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Make ritual noises. I may have missed it, but do you have any plans for these cards? Not especially. It popped up, and they wanted like 20 bucks for the box. I'm like, you know, why not? Maybe it'll have a couple of cards in there that I don't have. Maybe it'll have some cards that I need duplicates of. Like, for example, the Revo 128. This is my second Revo 128, and it works better than my first one. Pretty cool. Same with this Matrox MGA Millennium. I've got an MGA Millennium, but it doesn't have the memory expansion board on the back here, this one. So that's very cool. At some point, I want to do videos covering these older cards, like especially the Matrox, and I picked up a Rendition Verite the other day. pre-Voodoo 3D accelerators because I think they're interesting. The 3D acceleration market was going in weird directions before Voodoo came along and basically set us on the course that we're on now. Because, like, the Verite was programmable, right? Like, the Voodoo was fixed function, and it opened the door to fixed function graphics cards for, like, a decade. But the Verite was programmable. Not super programmable, but it's programmable. It would have been an interesting time. Oh yeah, Pickle says, notice the CPU switch from 2600 to 1900 on the Splash. Yeah, that's probably something from plugging all these cards into it. I'll take a look at it in a minute. Nigel asks what version of the Verite I have. Verite V20... 2100? It shows up in the Voodoo video, right at the end, when I'm talking about what could have been without 3D effects. I have it somewhere around here. I don't remember where I put it. Now the question is, does the Verge have 2 or 4 megabytes of VRAM? 2 megabytes, it's useless. 4 megabytes, it's slightly less useless. Yeah, I think it's the V2100. I think I'm up to the V2100. I need to test it yet. It was an auction. Looked like a pretty good buy for the price. And I received it, and the back of the card looks like it was sitting outside for a year. So I don't know if it works. I need to test it. Probably need to get a different 2100 because it's probably not going to work. But no, I need DX diag. DX diag. Go brain. There we go. 2 megs, useless. Nice. The most 3D you will ever see a Verge do is here. We'll run the direct 3D test on it. That is the most 3D you're ever going to see a Verge run. Soak it in. That's as good as it gets. All right, there we go. That's it. There we go. Drivers don't have interfaces for DX8 or 9, so you get DX7 and that's all. But I'm going to chalk that up as a win, as a working card. Nice. The cheap one was the 325, right? I think. I'm thinking the 985 is the Trio 64, but I think the cheap Verge was the 325, the Verge onboard. I think that one ended up being faster than all the other Verges. Yeah, Nigel says the Verite sells for a bit now. It does. That's why I was so hopeful that I found a nice copy. And the V1000, like, don't even go there. The V1000 is like unobtainium prices now. All right. That's got that memory expansion board. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Let's do... Oh, this is a twofer. You got a Ziploc bag with 2 graphics cards in it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Another Trio 64! Hooray! And something that's actually interesting. A Trident T-GUI 19680. Look at that. That card is from Jayton. That's actually kind of cool. I don't have a whole lot of Trident cards. Especially not late Trident cards. Hey, hey. Getting some schooling from the masters here. Make Ritual Noise wants to know what, any specific reason for the Verite that makes it worth more. And Pixel Pipes very, very nicely explains what's up with the Verite. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. My chat's such a cozy place. Thank you all. You're such wonderful people. There we go. Looks like a functional Trident. So, like, they also... So Nigel says, I think the Verge DX is the fastest version of the Verge. I think it is, unless you count, like, the Trio 3D, which is, like, an evolution of the Verge's core. Because they managed to get some more clocks out of it, so it's a little bit faster. I have one on the way, because I want to take a look at it. I want to look at the Verge completely, the whole line of Verges, completely, ideally, in a video. So I picked up a Trio 3D, so I can have a look at, like, the fastest Verge. I hope. The fastest Verge, assuming it works. We'll see. That looks like a fully functional Trident. I don't think it ever decided exactly what it was. It's a whole bunch of numbers. But yeah, that looks like it works. I don't think there's any 3D capability on this card. I'm pretty sure this is a 2D card only. Ooh, that redraw is pretty nasty. But yeah, that's another one for the works pile. Nice. Cool. Where'd the other one go? There it is. Another Trio 64. Trio 64 V+. Do I even care? I'll boot it, see if it boots. I'm not going to go into Windows with it, it's just another Trio 64. I want to get through at least a couple more cards before I call it for today. I'm gonna be mindful of folks' time. Thank you, Trio, for making my life easy. We'll give it a reseat, see if that works. But I'm gonna guess this one is down for the count. Oh? No, it is. Good. An STB power graph. Trio 64. Well, there we go. Another cockroach. Alright, that stays on the good pile. You narrowly avoided your fate. Alright, what is this? It's another S3. Hooray. How about you? Are you also an S3? I'm gonna guess yes. You're not. And you. Also not an S3. Alright, well, let's look at these three. I think we'll be done for the day. We might come back to this later. Start with the S3. And it's a, oh, it's a Trio 64 V2 DX. With expansion memory. It's doing a whole lot of nothing. Give it a reseat. That's not happy. One more reseat. Too bad. On the dead pile. Alright. Next up. This is more like it. Another Matrox. This one says it's a Millennium, MJ Millennium /2N, which I think is a Millennium 2. Copyright 1995. I don't imagine it's super capable as far as 3D. Technically a 3D accelerator. Does not have the memory expansion board, so that's what these look like without those. Let's see if it works. Ta-da! Windows 98 is taking its sweet time. But it looks like it's going to do just fine booting up here. Seems alright. Nice. Not bad at all. It just says MGA Millennium. Alright. Good stuff. It's another one for the working pile. I'm glad the interesting ones are working at least. Nice. Alright. And the last one I think we're going to do today on stream. Ooh. I hope this works. I've been looking for one of these that actually functions. No one cares about these. Except me, because I'm a weirdo. This is an ATI 3D Rage 2. 3D Rage 2 plus DVD. These are 3D cards that were everywhere. Everywhere. Rage 2 and the Rage Pro, just all over the place back in the day. Other than the Verite, this is probably the Voodoo's closest competitor, you know, until the Revo 128 came out. Wow, what is up with this connector? It's just thick. Alright, let's get in there. See what she does. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Between the Rage 2 and the Rage Pro, right? Like Apple's beige G3s had them on the motherboards. The original iMac had them on the motherboards. Early, you know, Power Mac or PowerBooks, G3 PowerBooks had them on board. They went into so many OEM machines, Compacts, HPs, E-machines. They all had some variant of, you know, the Rage 2 or Rage Pro core. It's practically ubiquitous. I don't know if it's... I don't know which one is more common, the Verge or the Rage 2 Rage Pro. It's kind of a toss-up. They were both, like, everywhere. Let's see if we get a functional driver out of Windows 98. I don't know. Might have to get a different driver to do anything fun with it. I think it is technically, though, a fully compliant Direct3D core. Bernozo says, hello, welcome to the stream. We're just about wrapping up. We've gone through... Gosh, how many cards have we gone through at this point? We got 4 on the dead pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the good pile, and number 8 is in the machine right now. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, this is working in high color, so I don't see any artifacts either. Looking pretty good. Charlotte Thorne says, my first Windows 98 machine was a Rage Pro. Had a Rage Pro AGP 8 meg. Had to overclock it to get a workable frame rate in Quake 3. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. There we go. Rage 2 Plus. Now watch, it'll have like 2 megs of RAM. I think it's probably a 4 meg card. There's enough chips on there that it seems like it might be a 4 meg card, but let's see what we've got. Hey, 4 megs. Look at that. Do the spinny cube. Look at that. Significantly smoother than the Verge. Let's see if we can make this thing do something horrible. Yes. Have a good one, Clarshot 1. I'll be on my way there soon. Oh no! Oh, yep. That's all of my memories of the Rage 2. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Pixel Pipe says, I mean, it looks fine. It's definitely taking textures, transforming them, and then putting pixels on the screen. Definitely. It's definitely checking all the boxes for a 3D accelerator. Oh, jeez, that's so slow. Oh. Rage 2 Plus is not on the Voodoo 1's level, not even close. A Voodoo 1 can run Expendable right here at 640 by 480 at about 30 FPS, rather than 7. Technically speaking, yeah, it's a single pipeline, DX5, DX6 level, graphics card. But as far as performance is concerned, it's not even close to a Voodoo 1. Oh, wow. Five FPS. That's hilarious. Alright, let's see. This one's working, so I'm going to do a couple of more things to it before we finish off the stream. Because I've got Forsaken on here as well. Rage Pro. Go! Ooh, 640 by 480. Adventurous. It is only vertex lighting, but still. It's not a fast card. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's give this every option, or every chance to like get some performance. That's a little better. 320 by 240. Accelerated 3D and chunky pixels. Heck yeah. This is going straight back to my childhood. when I had you know, my parents put together like a Cyrix 133, and we had an S3 Verge, and this was my experience with Forsaken, except no transparency support, because the Verge had no idea what to do with alpha blending. But yeah, big chunky pixels, look at all that dithering. Yeah, that was how I experienced Forsaken back in the day. Whew. At 320 by 240, it actually, like, it looks okay. It runs pretty alright. And you can tell by, like, the, you know, the up here in the upper left corner, Forsaken is an early enough game that they were expecting you might be playing in this resolution. Have a good one. See ya, Compatibility Madness. Have a good one. Yeah, so Forsaken was a pretty easy to run game. It's DirectX. There's no multi-texturing whatsoever. Everything is vertex lighting. So you draw a polygon on the screen, right? And then you've got basically, you're gonna shade it with some light, quote unquote light, from one edge of the triangle out to the other vertices, right? And that's vertex lighting. It's super easy for a 3D accelerator to do. Obviously at the very start of 3D acceleration it wasn't, but generally speaking, it's the easiest form of colored lighting you can get on a 3D card. Most texture mapping units could do a texture with some vertex lighting applied basically for free. Even the really bad ones could do vertex lighting for basically free. No performance hit. Now you get into like doing the texture filtering and perspective correction, that usually took a little more math, because really when you're doing vertex light, you're just applying a bit of color to the texel you're already pulling out of RAM. It's a simple add operation. It's pretty easy to do. This is, I would have been okay with this, honestly. If I had this instead of the Verge back in the day, I could have actually played and enjoyed this game, because, the transparency's working. The game is basically complete. It's all here. The frame rate is not the best in the world, but it's fine. It's fine. I might grab that Verge and throw it in here and show y'all what the Verge does in this game, because it's not great. Let's do that. Let's do that before we finish out the stream. Exit, and let's shut down and pull that Verge out. Where were you? I think it was this one. Maybe? I thought I had a Verge here. Well, I've got a Verge in my collection with 4 megs of RAM. We'll see if this one's got the 4 megs. I think it might be a 2 meg Verge. You go on the working pile. That's awesome. I'm super happy to have a working Rage 2. I wonder where my 4 megabyte Verge walked off to. It's around here somewhere. Gutbomb says it looks better than the PlayStation version. Well, yeah, you get your perspective correct textures and bilinear texture filtering. It's nice. Just don't look too closely at that dithering. I bet this is only 2 megs. If this is, I'm gonna see if I can scare up my 4 megabyte Verge quick before finishing off for the night. This one's got a memory expansion header, so I'm guessing this is only the 2 megabyte card. I gotta uninstall these Audigy drivers, they're so bad. Made the mistake of checking in the box that said install everything. That's 2 megs. Well, if you want to see what my life was like back then, because I had a 2 megabyte Verge in that machine, and it was very bad. Oh, there we go. That's the Verge I remember. No transparency. Well, we're gonna look at a different demo, but you'll get the idea. This is how I experienced Forsaken back in the day. What's transparency? I don't know. Yup. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I especially enjoy the occasional you get the occasional line on borders of textures, on transparent textures, just to let you know that this is just a square texture that's just being, you know, cruised around in 3D space. I wonder if there's a detail setting, because I think the Verge can do transparency if you don't do bilinear filtering? Detail levels. Bilinear off. Perspective correct. We can turn off perspective correct. That does save performance on a Verge. Believe it or not. Oh boy. Look at that texture warp. Oh. That's the affine texture mapping. We've got our perspective correction turned off. So let's see if it'll do this without bilinear. Will we get transparency? No. Oh boy, that looks bad. It definitely runs faster though. Look at that. Look at that. With no bilinear texture filtering, it's so much faster. Don't mind the warpy wobbly textures. Just don't worry about it. Oh, it looks so gross. Oh, geez. Such a smooth frame rate. You can really see all the textures just kind of like cruising around at the edge of the frame there. Oh. Generally, I like affine texture mapping. Like, I think it's a cool aesthetic, but geez, this looks bad. Jeez, this looks bad. Oh. this is so gross. All right. I'll stop. But that is how I experienced Forsaken back in the day. I turned these visual settings on, or I'll never remember to turn them back on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Well, gotta shut this thing down so it stops making so much noise. This was fun. This was a good time. Let's switch over to my A camera here. Thanks so much for joining me for this one. I think we will revisit this maybe next week. This is pretty good. It's we've got plenty left over. There are so many left. We got through 12. There are still a lot left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 13 left. I miscounted, so missed one. We've gone through 12. We've got 13 left. Let's hit those next week, and we'll see what else we can find in this mystery box. A lot more S3 Trio 64s, I think. That's probably what's going to happen. I know there's at least another one of these crazy Matrox cards in there. One of these, because I can see the memory connector, the memory expansion connector from the outside. So we know we've got at least one more of those, which is cool. But yeah, as for the rest of it, who knows? Who knows? This was a good find. I don't recommend just buying scrap graphics cards on eBay, but you know, sometimes you can come across a little gold mine, and I think that's what this is. This has been pretty great. So, I hope everybody had fun, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I hope you treat yourself and others with love and respect. Have a good one, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. See ya!